The seminars really began, I think in my mind, when I was in high school. In 8th grade, I was taken out of public school and I was put into Christian school. I had always looked forward to going to the public school. The big public school in my hometown was Pensacola High School. They had 3,000 students from 9th through 12th grade. It was a AA school. I wanted to play football, I wanted to play baseball, I wanted to be in their high school chorus, which was known as the Voices, because I was a singer, and I wanted to be in their productions that they rented the City Auditorium every year, and they produced a Broadway musical. They rented the costumes from Kansas City, they rented the sets from New York, they brought down a professional director, and he directed the production, and they were down there for 3 weeks rehearsing. And then at the end of that 3 weeks, they produced the play in the City Auditorium, which seated 3,000 people, and they packed it out about 5 nights. I'd always looked forward to that. But my mother had taken me out of the Christian school, out of the public school, and put me in a Christian school. We went to school in Sunday school classrooms, no big classrooms, no equipment, no lighting, no costumes, no props, nothing like that. No big high school chorus that traveled all over Alabama and Georgia and Florida singing. So really I had something taken away from me in one sense of the word. Now I'm thankful that my mother put me in a Christian school because I had something added to me I didn't have before. That was a spiritual influence. And if I had not had that and I'd gone the other direction, then everything else would have been lost. So God was in that. But in my mind, I thought, we had a drama department at our Christian school, one lady. We had music at our school, we had football at our school, but everything on a much smaller scale. So I just thought, once we realized the Christian school movement was going strong, I realized there are many, many kids that were in my position in that Christian school. Been taken out of the public school system, taken out of a fantastic sports program or music program or drama program, and put in a Christian school. And they have left all that behind. So I thought there must be a way for us to give them back part of those opportunities. And one of those things that they needed, which the school needed desperately, was drama. They had no costumes, had no stage lights, nobody to direct the school productions. And so I saw it as an opportunity to not only give them that experience they were missing, but also to minister to them spiritually through Christian drama, through biblical drama. So the Lord led us because the Christian school movement was wide open to that. We had a wide open door to preach the gospel in chapel and to work with them one-on-one and to work with them in a production, and at the end of the week produce a play that they could be proud of, that they all could take part in, and then also deliver back to their parents something that the parents had given up by putting their Christian school. That is something professional and good and could not be produced except through teamwork and through somebody else's effort, bringing in all the stage lights, all the costumes, all the props, all the scenery, and producing a play that would be on a semi-professional level using high school kids. So that's basically how we got it started.
It was a real thrill. It's a dynamite idea because most of the schools that we went to didn't have the wherewithal to put on a quality production, didn't have the costumes, didn't have the lights, often didn't have personnel that were capable of doing it. And we were able to step in of course, in a week's time. I think it's still a week, isn't it? A week's time, be able to put something together like that.
And you go week to week talking with different young people and teaching different young people, and then you get to see how they grow and how they actually get to accept different principles of the Lord in their lives and to be able to learn and mature in their faith.
It gives you a chance to step out of yourself. It gives you a week out of your year to step out of what's going on, because we say it all the time, we don't know everything that the students are going through.
Something I've learned growing up is that young people spell love T-I-M-E. And when you go in there and you spend that time with them, they honor that, they enjoy that, and they see that we truly care, that we truly do love them.
When we left here, we went up to northern Wisconsin and taught at Northland Baptist Bible College for 20 years. And quite a few of the students came up and said, "Do you remember me? I was in..." Most of the time I did. Sometimes I didn't, I'd have to say. But a lot of the times I did. And yeah, it was quite wonderful.
The opportunities we have each day to spend time with the young people in chapel, where we take and stew down what the play is bringing as a message, and then what the young people have as needs. And we ask God, direct us as you would wish us to speak on the things that they need for that day.
When the seminar team would come to my seminar, they left such an impact in my life. I know that I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for them.
I still remember the light trees and the costumes and the sets, and I must have been in junior high, and it had a huge impact. I still have memories of it to this day. And then my 9th grade year, the team came into my Christian school, and we put on the drama, and I played Caleb. And I remember giving my testimony at the end. Dr. Chambers gave us an opportunity to share what we had learned about ourselves through the process.
We were in schools that, honestly, they had revivals during the week. We often gave students time to give testimonies after the performance. And this particular night, the testimonies went longer than the play. And it wasn't just the silly comment, first time I ever wore a dress, those kind of, actually it wasn't either because it was a play about the Pilgrims. But each testimony was unique and life-changing. And there wasn't a dry eye in the place. And nobody felt like, when is this going to ever end? I think most people were wondering, they hoped it would never end. It was a fantastic time. We saw that again and again and again.
Each day they're exposed to all the different chapel and devotion teaching, and that they see in our own lives that it's important and that they can live it out every day, and it's not just something to do on Sundays.
We have many, many examples of kids who've been saved, kids who've turned their lives turned around as a result of this, and so we know the value of it. So it's just because people don't see us out there when we're doing this. They see the Logos Theater now, but they don't see us out there doing this. Does not mean it's not out there. Does not mean the need is not still there. In fact, in my opinion, the need is even greater today for seminars than it was 25 or 30 years ago.
It's one thing to read about it or to understand it in the Bible, and it's another thing to actually live it out and to see somebody living that out.
And the thing that I like in what we do is that we don't just simply do this for ourselves. We then go and we take what we have learned and we impart that to young people who are doing these parts.
They have to think as they think, have to feel as they feel, have to apply their will to the situation. So in many cases, they're affected more strongly by their involvement with these biblical dramas and Christian dramas than they would be by just listening to a message. So it's pretty vital opportunity for us.
The message isn't really the play so much. The play is a means to an end. And the end, of course, is to reach them for the Lord.
I think for the first time I realized the power of storytelling and the gospel, and that just like Christ had shared parables and used those parables to get people's attention and pull them in and then give them the gospel, so drama could do the same thing.
Realize that even the content of the play preaches.
The plays, they're not just plays, most of them anyways, are about the Bible, and it really brings them to life. And I know for me, being a seminar kid, it made it more real. Like, it's not just stories.
You can understand the characters, you can feel their own feelings, you can see their decision making, you can see a turning point in their lives, a real turning point, not a fake one, but a real one. And so it's an opportunity for us to touch these young people's lives, and I hope we don't diminish that. I hope we don't diminish that. It's not just drama that we're doing. It is ministering to the lives of the young people.
I asked the Lord for one thing, and that was never let me forget what it's like to be a young person. I think so many times adults, as we go on in ministry and as we become older, we forget what it was like to be their age. And as a result, perhaps we don't handle ourselves in a way that is easiest for them to be able to assimilate the information, and accept and receive the message. And so, I ask the Lord for that.
We try to love them, help them out, help them to learn, help them to grow. And I think when the kids see that, they respect that.
I think because it puts students in that unknown position. Most of them have never done anything like this before. And whenever you step out of your comfort zone, you become vulnerable in ways that you maybe didn't even know you were. And the Lord can work in those situations.
But it also teaches you a lot about yourself. You know, we talk about where when you put the hot water, the pressure on the tea bag, what's inside the tea bag comes out.
I think that's probably the biggest thing. Plus, be able to influence each other in the student body. They see some student taking leadership that maybe never had before.
Reaching the world for Christ through the means of biblical drama. And I think that's just a marvelous thing, an exciting thing, something that very few others have had the opportunity to do. And I don't know any others that have had the opportunity to do it the way we are doing it.
The kids are in it. Their parents and relatives and friends will come. Some of them have not been to church before. They'll come and they'll watch it and they'll listen to it. And the message is just as strong as what you'd hear in church. And in some cases more effective for those people because they don't attend church very often anyway.
Our motto is making the Bible come alive. And I think that's a huge impact on young people nowadays. Our culture is visual. Everything's visual. You have TV, you've got media, all the different things. And what we're getting to do is we're getting to show them the picture of what the Bible says. And we're painting a picture. That's what we're doing.
I look back at what I did with the Academy of Arts, and it kind of propelled me into what I'm doing today, and that's overseeing a huge program and doing all kinds of dramas. So, I owe a great deal of debt and gratitude to the Academy of Arts for investing in me when I was just a scrawny little ninth grader at a Christian school.
It's something completely different and unique than what anyone else does.
It is something that has really impacted my life, and I like getting the chance to share that with the kids.
It's a wide open door, and if people can get behind it financially with their prayers, that would help it continue to exist. Otherwise, we're going to lose, I feel like, a key methodology, a key component that can get to the hearts of the kids. I really feel sorry for the kids today. We've got to reach their hearts. We've got to reach their hearts. It can't be academic. It can't just be church. It can't just be rote. We've got to have the Word of God get to their hearts and change their hearts. And any method we can use, no matter what it is, but our method is a good one. And I'm thankful for it, and I think that we can, if we can get the prayers of God's people and financial support, we can continue to affect many, many young people.